Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I wanted to show you a recent purchase I got from Paper Penguin Co. This is a wide insert. They call it a Midori insert, but I think what they mean by that is just basically a traveler's notebook style. I have been using a lot of the wide the past several months, so that is what I got. I just sort of got this on a whim because I wanted to try a different color for a change. So I went with the brown craft paper in grid. The grid is actually very faint gray. It's showing up through my phone, but I'm kind of eager to try this. Every so often I enjoy using a brown or black insert paper and then using like the white gel markers. I don't do that too much anymore since I got into fountain pens, but it's a really neat effect. Last summer, I did an insert of this kind of paper and had fun with it. It seems like the accents that you might add will really pop against that. Let me just show you. I have a few little things off to the side. So for example, these stamps would show up more on that versus a white paper. These are little stickers I took off of an envelope. So I just think the contrast makes that a very interesting look. I'm thinking that might be fun for collaging where it wouldn't really affect my writing experience. In the meantime, I'm leaning towards grid versus dot grid these days. Just, you know, how our preferences change, maybe more just for the fun of a change than anything. So I'm eager to try this. I'm going to just have it inserted here in my wide notebook, and I will either journal in it or I'm going to use it to collect ephemera, pieces along the way, stickers from packaging, tickets, things I just showed you, like stamps off of an envelope and so forth. And that doesn't make it too thick. It's still quite nice with two thinner inserts and this little pocket thing in there. This was the Galen leather I bought a month or so ago. And it is getting a patina. I had a little ink accident here, and then I tried to wipe it off and kind of made it worse but not worse, because that's what you want. I guess I just didn't want to initiate it with ink quite that soon, but there it is. So I'm enjoying it. Very smooth leather. It feels so good in hand. The next thing I wanted to share with you is a bit of an update on my leather reconditioning project. I took this out the other day. I'm using this currently as my kind of ephemera notebook. And I picked it up. I'm like, oh my goodness, it feels so good. It feels so re-moistened. I don't know, is that a word? Is that a thing? But it feels very supple and conditioned. It just feels awesome. There's still some fluctuation in color, you might notice, even though I've gone over it a few times, but it's still a lot deeper in color or tone than it was before I did the conditioning. I am super happy with this product. Phoebings is the name of it. Well, I've shown you my other Speckled Fawns notebook, and this was in the Sahara. It wasn't as warm of a color as this, but it was lighter toned, like that kind of a gray. And as it was aging, as it was being used, it was just turning darker, like it looked dirty. It just looked like I had grease on my hands and I was handling the leather. It wasn't setting well with me, so I thought, you know, it's my leather, I can do what I want with it. So I decided to use the Phoebings conditioner color on this to give it a little more visual satisfaction, to me at least. And I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. It's certainly not this notebook, but I I like this with some more color. You see a lot of the texture in this leather now. After I put the leather dye on it, I used a product I recently bought, this leather salve. This is Carnauba, I don't even know what that is, and shea butter conditioner. So the other thing I just wanted to show you too was a fun little thing I did, and I met up with a new pen friend, Charisse. She's on YouTube at Charisse, and Instagram, Charisse _ explores. And we decided to do a little pen swap. She has my Sailor Pro Gear Slim in the blue-green nebula, and I am borrowing her Opus 88 with a broad nib. And this is, I think she said it was called Sapphire or something. Sapphire, I don't remember, but it is a beautiful pen. It has the transparent knob here and cap finial. This is sort of a black toned, reminds me of the black stainless steel. I don't know if that's what it is. And it has this beautiful shimmer to it. Lighter and darker blues, a little bit of a golden or tan color here, kind of a creamy color, and even some very deep tones, which I think really work nicely with the black. Anyway, it's picking up on the darker tones here with this black nib. So she put in here Andurilium ink. It's called Michigan Avenue. So it's a dark green. It reminds me a bit of, what does it remind me of? Jade Noir by Monteverde. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, but it is a gushy pen, and that ink is a gusher, and it just makes for a great combination. Now we may decide to keep this swap final, but it's on a trial basis now. I don't think she's as wowed with my pen as I am with hers, but that's okay. Opus 88 broad. And Andurilium Michigan Avenue. I don't know if I'm spelling Andurilium right or not. I have not tried this kind of ink before. With this ink and this nib, it's super gushy. It may not even appear green to you, but it is a very deep green, and like I said, it reminds me of Jade Noir, which is the same way. But I feel like this is even a wetter ink, if I'm remembering correctly. I have not, of course, tried it in this pen yet, the Jade Noir, but if I could compare this, had to pick something that it's similar to, I would say that. This kind of pen is a eyedropper filler. Here I go unscrewing it again, but you undo that, you pull out the, what is it called? Is it a piston still? I don't know. Not, because you don't fill it that way, but whatever that thing is, and then you drop the ink in there. So it's pretty easy, and it's kind of fun, actually. It's one of those things, like I said in my previous video, I would never do. I have the orange demonstrator, the same model, and I, as you know, like orange. When I first saw this, it made me think of candy. This is from, I got it at the 2023 pen show in St. Louis at the Drum Ghouls table. And I will share the story again, but I walked into the pen show vowing to not buy anything and just look. Drum Ghouls was the first table on the right. I probably got like 10 steps into the display hall, and I bought this pen. It's the only pen I bought, but I bought it like within less than 5 minutes of stepping into the vendor's area. It was so funny. But I've been quite happy with this. It's a very nice writer too, depending on the ink, but overall a very good writer. But I would say this has it topped. This nib, or maybe it's just the ink and nib together, is quite amazing. Before I say sayonara, let's try this on the brown craft paper and just see. This is supposed to be bleed resistant and feather resistant. You can also get the cover in black. I decided to do the craft cover and paper. Just have fun with that. It feels a little bit drier for sure, but it does work. Anyway, my main thing will be, like I said, sort of scrapbooking or collaging on this, but I was kind of curious to see how this would work on this. And I think I do like it better on a cream or off-white paper. But that's that. So I am excited about using this. Okay, thanks for joining me. See you again soon. Take care. Bye.